Recently, over the past 10 weeks, I've gotten into Krav Maga.
Fight commentary breakdowns without my glasses today because it's so cringe that I couldn't wear my glasses. I kept rubbing my eyes. This is from the Whatever podcast. Now, he used to be a prankster. In fact, if you look deep enough into YouTube history, you can find me being inspired by him trying similar pranks. Of course, I moved on, found other things that I loved more. But Brian looks like does a lot of podcast interviews now. A clip of this popped up on my feed on Instagram, believe it or not, and I had to look up the original, see what's going on. So let's look at what this Krav Maga girl says.
And it's based off of defending yourself in real world events rather than martial arts fighting in a cage or something like that.
You know this is going to be bad when she couldn't even separate fighting in a cage with martial arts, right? So you can tell she's pretty new to it, and it's given her some really false confidence. Whenever I see clips like this is why I get motivation to keep doing my channel. What you're about to see, this is what bad bullshito. I'm not saying all Krav Maga is bullshito, but obviously the type of Krav Maga she's doing, whatever instructors have not instilled on her the reality of things.
The fact that I know if someone came and attacked me, that I could likely handle myself.
Well, hold on.
And to me, that's attractive.
How tall are you?
I'm 4'9". I'm 4'10".
How much do you weigh?
100 pounds.
When you say you could handle somebody who, you're talking about a woman.
I can pick up a 180-pound man and throw him on his back. Yeah.
I think anyone that's trained, when she says she's throwing 180-pound guys, very likely it's compliant drills, right? Basically, compliant drills are when you're trying to get the technique, the person kind of follows along. The person you're training with follows along. So the person wasn't putting up a lot of resistance or any resistance. So whatever throws she's learned in her Krav Maga class, she's thrown compliant partners. Now, maybe there is sparring in her Krav Maga class, and a lot of times guys tend to be very nice, especially to girls like her who are very small. They're never really getting the reality of people actually trying to hurt them or people not playing along. The third thing is potentially she goes home, she meets up with friends, and she's done some of these techniques on her friends, right? But her friends are probably her size. Maybe some of them are bigger. You can see how, if not given reality checks, how you can really very quickly get false confidence, right? And she thinks she can actually throw 180-pound people.
We'll give her the best position. We'll let you sink in a rear naked chokehold on Eric.
Who's Eric?
Right here. Hello?
Is that Eric? I didn't know his name was Eric. Hello, Eric. I'm Winter.
Now that in itself was cringe. The fact that she didn't even know at this point in this podcast, she's already been doing this podcast for an hour with this guy named Eric, and she didn't know who he is. If you're taking some kind of street smart self-defense, isn't that the first thing, situational awareness? Shouldn't you know who's in the room? The fact that she didn't know who Eric was sitting right there for an hour without even having this demo happen. You know this girl Winter, she introduced herself as Winter. You know that Winter, her techniques are about to get a chilly reception. Okay, I tried my best to create a pun, all right? It's actually snowing outside right now where I am. I'm visiting my parents right now.
Don't hurt him, don't knock him out.
All right.
Okay, so you want to palm it different. Don't put your thumb like that. Palm it, otherwise you're gonna hurt your thumb. So I'm gonna get you.
Wow. Is this allowed?
What the?
Nah, you can't do it.
Gil!
You too little.
Oh, Kayla!
You too little. I got it.
That was so cringe. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of a dad or an uncle holding up a little kid, and the little kid's trying not to cooperate, trying to get down. So the uncle, the dad, is trying to prevent the little kid from falling and smashing his or her face. That's what it looked like. So you guys let me know what it looked like, but he was being so nice to her. If he had bad intentions, could have slammed her on her head, right? But she didn't understand. If you guys keep watching this, I won't show more of it. She keeps trying to struggle with him. Even though he has her on the ground, she keeps trying to struggle. She's like, it's not over. It's not over. He's like, I got you, man. It's done. Okay, stop. The point's proven it. She keeps trying to struggle. Eventually on the ground, she keeps trying to up kick and stuff. It's so cringe. So I just wanted to show this because you guys go watch the full thing. I'm going to link it in the description. And you guys, her is more like Dunning-Kruger effect. She just started to know. She's understanding what a punch is, maybe what a kick is. And suddenly it's opened up her world, right? But that doesn't mean you're an expert. It just means you're able to spot little patterns you can't see before. It's beautiful to be able to spot patterns. Obviously, you guys know I love patterns. I love visual patterns. I love movement patterns. You have to realize that being able to spot patterns that you see that you couldn't see before does not, one, mean you can implement those patterns too. Also, it does not mean that there aren't a million more patterns you need to learn. That's my new analogy. I keep trying to find analogies to express what I'm trying to express whenever I show bullshito. Yes, it's funny to laugh at this stuff, but there's something more we can do, right? We can learn a lot about how to learn correctly, give people the right feedback, how to prevent people from going down ineffective thought loops, etc. Most of you guys who've watched this channel know this, and if anyone comes here who's new, just remember, anything that promises you too much is probably not anything that's good. That's unfortunate. It's a reality of life. And that goes with self-defense martial arts. Anything that promises, oh yeah, dude, a month and you'll be ready to take on people who rob you. So anyways, guys, leave your comments. Press subscribe if you're not subscribed. Press a like. And leave a comment. Do you think this girl Winter has sparred? Do you agree with my assessment that probably she's mostly doing compliant drills? How can she now improve herself and get more realistic training? She is a small girl, right? So that is something to keep in mind. I think a lot of you living in America have a solution, which is learn to shoot a gun. But outside of America, in countries that don't have Second Amendments, what can she do? And my immediate thought is work on her running skills. But again, in a pinch, you have to be able to fight, right? So what is the best way to teach this girl how to fight? Being her size, yes, jiu-jitsu can help, but what if the person were as big as the guy that she was testing a choke on? Just thrown. I look forward to your comments, man. And if the creator of this podcast, whatever, I think his name is Brian. I apologize if I got your name wrong, but you've inspired me for so many years. And maybe if this video gets a lot of views, I'll show some of the funny pranks that I used to do inspired by this creator. Okay, guys, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.